Hello, folks. Today I'm going to talk about the fights that happened this past Friday in New York City at the Madison Square Garden in Mecca, a top-ranked promotion. I'm going to give you my opinion about all these fights, and I'm going to start with the first one. The first fight was Nico Ali Walsh, a 24-year-old from Chicago, Illinois, a 6-foot fighter fighting at middleweight. This record is 11, 2, and 1, or 5 KOs. Nico Ali Walsh is Muhammad Ali's grandson. And he fought a fighter that he should have beat. The other fighter was very aggressive, and Nico Ali Walsh, it seemed like he was just going through the motions, like he wasn't interested in the fight. After 6 rounds of fighting, it was a split decision win for the other fighter. And Nico Ali Walsh lost that fight. He looked very surprised. He thought he was going to win the fight. This is the same Nico Ali Walsh that turned down a $3 million plus payday to fight Jake Paul. He ridiculed Jake Paul. He called him an amateur, a non-fighter, a YouTuber. He mentioned Jake Paul's just looking for clicks on his YouTube channel. He's just looking for likes. And Nico Ali Walsh mentioned that he's fighting for his blood, the Muhammad Ali blood. That's more important than fighting a non-fighter like Jake Paul. But in the meantime, Nico Ali Walsh lost this Friday to a guy he's supposed to beat. And his record's 11, 2, and 1. And he doesn't like Jake Paul. He's ridiculing Jake Paul. But Jake Paul made $38 million this past year fighting, plus another $10 million in endorsement. So he made $48 million, and Nico Walsh made a few $1,000s to lose to a nobody. So in reality, Nico Ali Walsh is using his grandfather's name to try to make money, and it's not working. He didn't appreciate what Jake Paul was offering him, and he ridiculed Jake Paul, called him every name in the book. And in the meantime, Jake Paul made $48 million on the year 2024, and Nico Ali Walsh just made a few $1,000s. So Nico Ali Walsh is using his grandfather's name, which is Muhammad Ali, to try to get ahead in the boxing game. And guess what? It's not going to happen. I don't see Nico Ali Walsh advancing in his career. I believe that in a few years he's going to retire because he's not a good fighter. So the real idiot in this is Nico Ali Walsh for not taking the $3 million plus that Jake Paul offered him. I think Jake Paul was very generous, offering $3 million with a back end to make a couple more millions, and Nico Ali Walsh turned it down. So Nico Ali Walsh is a big idiot, dumb. If somebody offered me $3 million to fight, I'm going to say thank you for considering me. You're a great man. Yes, I would like to take that fight. But Nico Ali Walsh didn't take that fight. He's just wasted his time. I don't see him going anywhere. In a few years, you will not even hear about him. And I am a big fan of his grandfather, Muhammad Ali. On the second fight, it was Jared Big Baby Anderson, a 6'4", 256-pound, 25-year-old heavyweight with a 78.5-inch reach with 70 rounds of fighting with an 18-1 record and 15 KOs. This is the same Jared Anderson that he fought last August against Martin Bakole, and he got knocked out in the 5th round. After Bruce Trambler, the matchmaker for Top Rank, mentioned to Jared Anderson not to take that fight. But Jared Anderson didn't listen to him, and he decided to take that fight, and he got knocked out. And then during that fight night, he fought Mario Colas, a 6'3", 235-pound fighter from Greece with a 12-3 record, 1 draw, and he didn't look too good fighting Mario Colas. It seems like Jared Anderson didn't train for that fight. When Jared Anderson went to the corner, he was breathing heavy. When his cornerman was giving him instruction, he didn't want to listen to his cornerman. Even Timothy Bradley, commenting on that fight, mentioned Jared Anderson looks like he doesn't even want to be in the fight. He won a decision over Mario Colas, where he should have knocked that fighter out, but he had a hard time with him. After the fight, Jared Anderson was breathing heavy. He wasn't interested in being there. This is the same Jared Anderson that got arrested a few years back. He was speeding. He discharged a gun, driving under the influence, and also a police chase. The police chased him, and he got arrested. So Jared Anderson needs to grow up. His nickname, Big Baby, it fits him right. He's acting like a big baby. He looks like he's not even interested in boxing. I think the Martin Bakole fight took everything out of him. This is the same Jared Anderson that mentioned that he's not interested in winning any heavyweight titles. He's only interested in making some money and retiring in a few years. And I believe this is his last fight with Top Rank. Top Rank invested money on this fighter, and he doesn't seem interested. And this is another idiot. If you got a company such as Top Rank investing money in you and trying to push you, and you're not interested, then you should go retire. And then try to come back when you're 36 or 38 years old, and it's too late. This is the prime of your life. You should be taking this serious, or get out of the fight game before you get hurt. So Jared Anderson is another idiot throwing his career away. And the next fight, you had Abdulla Mason, a lightweight / junior welterweight. I believe he's the future in boxing. He's a very good fighter. He's undefeated. I think he's 16-0. He's knocking all these guys out. And he's a good fighter, and he's a pleasure to watch. Abdulla Mason, I give him an A+. Also, you had Keyshawn Davis, a 6'3.5" welterweight, the brother of Keyshawn Davis, and he looks pretty good. He's 2-0. He knocked the guy out, I think, in the 2nd round, but he needs a lot of work. He needs to get strong. He's too big. He's fighting. When he fights like a little guy. He should be fighting as a big guy, jabbing, right hand, counterpunch. So he did pretty good. Keyshawn Davis' brother. On another fight, you had a Dominican fighter, 5'11", 147 pounds. He was a 2020 Olympian. His name is Polanco. Pretty decent fighter. He's 15-0 with 10 KO. He knocked out his opponent Torres in the 2nd round, and he was hitting him with power shots in the first 2 rounds. And he wants to fight Brian Norman Jr. in a title fight. And that's a pretty good fight right there between Polanco and Brian Norman Jr. Polanco looks pretty good. He's 26 years old. He's aggressive. Him and Brian Norman Jr. will be an excellent fight. I won't be surprised he beat Brian Norman Jr. On another fight, you had Vito Malinki, I believe I'm pronouncing it right, against Connor Cole from Ireland, and they fought to a 10-round draw. I had Vito Malinki winning that fight, but they declare a draw. And you could see the sadness in Vito Malinki's face when they announced the decision as a draw. So that went 10 rounds. And then you got Juanita Lopez de Jesus, which is Juan Manuel Lopez, the ex-two-time champ from Puerto Rico, his 19-year-old son, fighting at junior bantamweight. He destroyed his opponent in 59 seconds. And he's also an Olympian. And he's also 5'9". He's a big kid, fighting at 115 pounds. And I see a bright future for him. So he did pretty good too. And then you have Alexander Zayas, the 153-pounder from Puerto Rico, with a 21-0 record, and he destroyed his opponent, knocking out Spomer in the 9th round after hitting him with a lot of body shots. The thing with Xander, he would like to fight Virgil Ortiz, and I don't think he's ready for Virgil Ortiz. I think Xander Zaya needs at least 4 more fights of experience. I don't see him ready for Virgil Ortiz or any other top 154-pounder. He needs to get stronger. He's a good fighter, but he needs experience. On the main event, you have Keyshawn Davis versus Denny Bergin. And I had picked Keyshawn Davis to knock him out. But when you look at Keyshawn Davis standing next to Denny Bergin, Bergin looks like a featherweight. He doesn't look like a lightweight. He looks real small. He doesn't look like he's 5'7". He looks like he's 5'5". And Keyshawn Davis won that fight pretty easy with a nice left body shot that paralyzed Denny Bergin. He couldn't move after that. I believe Keyshawn Davis is pretty good, but I don't give him no chance against Gervonta Tank Davis. He's not ready for those guys. He needs to get experience. He hasn't been in a dogfight. He has to prove himself. And Gervonta Tank Davis is like an octopus. He's going to hit him everywhere he could, and he's going to hit him all night. So he's not ready for Gervonta Tank Davis. He meant, and Keyshawn Davis mentioned that he will never fight Shakur Stevenson, which to me is dumb. You should fight Shakur Stevenson. You should fight all these top fighters out there. But they also, all of them have to worry about Abdulla Mason. I think Abdulla Mason is going to beat all these guys. He's a very good fighter. Everybody was happy at the Madison Square Mecca. You could see the smile on their face. They were enjoying the fights. I did enjoy the fights. They were pretty good fights. And the one thing I noticed with this fight card is that all these fighters were top rank in that card were all young fighters. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You had a lot of good fighters there, and they're all young. So I'm glad for that. Let me know what you think about these fights and the future of these fighters. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.